Hello everyone. Through this video, we will learn the taxability provisions in respect of renting of motor vehicle under reverse charge under Section 9, Subsection 3 of CGST Act 2017. So, there is a supply of service and that service is renting of motor vehicle. When we say motor vehicle, by that we mean the one which is designed to carry passengers. Thus, goods carriages are not included under the meaning here. Further, cost of fuel is included in the consideration charged from the recipient. Also, the supplier here is any person other than body corporate. That is, the supplier of service or the service provider must not be a body corporate. It could be an individual, Hindu undivided family, firm, limited liability partnership, or maybe a cooperative society, but not a body corporate. On the other hand, the recipient of the service must be a body corporate and must be located in the taxable territory. Furthermore, the supplier of such services does not charge GST at the rate 6% CGST and 6% SGST, thus taking the total tax rate to 12% in the invoice issued for outward supply. So, keeping these points in mind, we further progress to understand how the service is charged or treated under reverse charge. Let us understand the concept with the help of an example. So, we have a service provider. We may call it a supplier, and it must not be a body corporate. So we take, let's say Kapoor and Sons, the name considered in our example, and it is a partnership firm. More so, we assume that it is located in Delhi. And then there is a recipient of service, which has to be a body corporate. And we name it Budhi Raja Travels. And located in taxable territory, that is, assuming it, Delhi. So the service provider provides the service to the recipient of the service, and that service is of renting or hiring of motor vehicles. Motor vehicles which are meant to carry passengers. Plus, this service provider does not issue an invoice charging tax at the rate of 12% to the service recipient. Now we understand that the service provider, while raising the invoice in the name of the recipient of service, has two options available to charge GST under forward charge. Option 1, that GST be charged at 2.5% CGST and 2.5% SGST, which takes the total of tax rates to 5%. And we also understand that there is a restriction on claiming input tax credit. That is, the input tax credit is available for input services in respect of same line of business only. On the other hand, option number 2, the tax be charged at the rate 6% CGST and 6% SGST. The total tax being 12%, and there is no restriction on claiming input tax credit if the rate of tax charged is 12%. Now, the service of renting or hiring of motor vehicles by a non-body corporate to a body corporate would fall under RCM if the service provider does not issue an invoice charging tax at the rate of 12% to the service recipients. So if the service provider is raising invoice and charging tax at 12%, such case will not fall under RCM. In simple words, if the service provider raises the invoice in the name of the recipient of service and charges tax at the rate 5%, then this particular service, and in this particular case where service provider being non-body corporate and recipient being body corporate, would fall under RCM. So, any person other than a body corporate who supplies the service to a body corporate and does not issue an invoice charging tax at the rate of 12% to the service recipient, then such a situation or such a case falls under reverse charge mechanism, and the recipient of service is liable to pay and deposit the tax to the government. And the tax here is 2.5% CGST, 2.5% SGST. Now, this is the tax paid under reverse charge by the recipient to the government. Now, the question arises whether this recipient of service is allowed to claim credit of such tax paid. So further we understand the input tax credit in respect of tax paid under reverse charge by the recipient, that is the body corporate, if available to him, so input tax credit or ITC in respect of tax paid under reverse charge is available to the body corporate and for that we have to see the seating capacity of the motor vehicles which are being taken on rent. If the seating capacity of the motor vehicles is greater than 13 persons, including driver, then ITC is available. And ITC is not available to the recipient, that is body corporate. Again, we check the number of seats in the motor vehicles. So if the seating capacity is up to 13 persons, including driver, then ITC is not available. This comes under blocked credit as per section 17 subsection 5 of CGST Act, Amendment Act 2018. This is Dr. Sonal Babbar signing off. Thank you for watching.